Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kody Brown is the son of a BH. Let's just say it out loud and clear, there's no nice or sugar-coated way to characterize what he's done, not only to his wives and children, but to the entire concept of what family is supposed to mean. The man who once stood at the center of a numerous marriage empire has transformed into a tyrant with a golden mane and a hollow heart, screaming orders and demanding unconditional obedience while his kingdom crumbles in real time. And what about the newest slap in the face? Telling someone, Janelle, specifically, to pay $11,000 per month for a house she didn't even own. Who in heck does that? Who looks at a woman who has spent her whole adult life building a family, who has put years of blood, sweat, and quiet anguish into raising not just her own children but also Kody's hopes and says, "You need to pay that mortgage?" It is unfathomable. It's unforgivable. But then again, we're talking about Kody Brown, the man who demands devotion without delivering affection, who demands money without providing support, and who breaks families apart while professing to keep them together. It's almost lyrical, if not so tragic. Let us not forget what this mortgage signifies. It's more than simply a payment, it represents the power imbalance that has plagued the Brown family since Robyn first walked through the door. Because since Robyn's arrival, it has never been about fairness. It was never about unity. It was about Kody picking favorites and changing the rules to help one woman while punishing the others. And now, years later, we're witnessing Janelle get hit with a bill larger than most people's annual income, while Kody shrugs as if it's no great issue. Just pay it, he adds, as if she hasn't already paid the ultimate price. And what makes matters worse is the smugness, entitlement, and complete lack of empathy. He acts as if he is doing her a favor by allowing her to live in a home she does not own but must pay for. Meanwhile, Robyn lives in a palace, secure and sound, her name on the deed, and her children have complete access to Kody's attention and wallet, leaving the rest of the family floundering, confused, and abandoned. And don't get us started on Mary and Christine, who were emotionally expelled from the family before they physically left. This $11,000 mortgage is merely the icing on the towering, crumbling cake of dysfunction that Kody has created with his bare hands. It is a financial betrayal, yes, but it is also emotional assault. Because when a man uses money as a weapon, when he equates financial obligation with affection, or when he tells a woman she is only worth the payments she can make, that is not love. That is manipulation. That is control. And it is just what Kody has mastered. It is no longer about homes, land, or common goals. It's about dominance. It's about keeping his image while everyone else suffers in the background. And he has the audacity to appear startled when his family breaks up. Please. He pulled the thread himself. He unraveled the fabric. He often chose to prioritize one home while depriving others of support. And then he screams foul when people like Janelle protest. When Christine says, "Enough," Mary walks away. This man does not lead with love. He starts with guilt trips, gaslighting, and gall. And let's be honest, no one is buying the act anymore. Fans see through it. The world sees through it. And yet, he maintains the narrative that he is the victim, that he is misunderstood, and that he is simply doing his best. No, Kody. This isn't your finest. This is your downfall. This is what happens when you pretend to be king while treating your queens like pawns. And when you tell a lady who has already given up her youth, body, vitality, and faith for your goal, that she must now pay $11,000 per month for a home she will never own? That is not simply a terrible judgment. That is an insult. That is war. That's the last straw, confirming what many of us have thought for years. Kody Brown doesn't care who he harms as long as he maintains control. And control, to Kody, looks like this: sign this loan, accept this debt, pay this bill, and don't ask questions. Be silent. Be appreciative. Be invisible. But Janelle said no. Christine said no. Mary, though it took longer, eventually said no. Thank God for it. Because if no one speaks up against a tyrant, the tyranny will never cease. So we are standing too. We are calling it out. We are naming the behavior. And we're stating it loud and clear, Kody Brown is the son of a BH. What about this mortgage demand? It demonstrates that his love has always had a price. And let's not forget Janelle Brown, the woman who stood by him through financial agony, traveled from one state to another with no real stability, lived in an RV on a dusty stretch of land just so the family could build their dream, and was still dealt a financial gut punch. How dare he? How can Kody look at Janelle, the one woman who never asked for more than she deserved, who balanced the books, maintained the budget, and helped keep the family financially solvent for decades, and say, "You need to pay that"? It's not just tone deaf, it's plain betrayal. This was not about shared sacrifice. This was not a collaboration. This was about Kody neglecting his responsibilities when they got uncomfortable for him. And, as he relaxes happily in Robyn's spacious home, mortgage paid, utilities paid, and luxury furnishings intact, he has the audacity to put Janelle in a financial bind. It's as if Kody looked at the lady who given him sons, stability, and her prime years and declared her expendable. Not only emotionally, but monetarily. Do you want to know what $11,000 per month implies for the average person? It denotes survival or collapse. It represents groceries or hunger. It denotes stability or homelessness. But what about Kody? He basically throws about a number as long as someone else pays for it. And the saddest part? This is not the first time he has done anything like this. Remember how Christine had to battle to depart with her dignity intact? Remember how Mary remained secluded and ignored while Robyn received his time, attention, and emotional support? This $11,000 is not for a house. It is about decades of imbalance. It's about Kody's unsettling pattern of choosing one wife, Robyn, and seeing the others as burdens he couldn't wait to get rid of. Let us not forget the historic Coyote Pass land deal. That property was meant to be the Browns' huge unifier, a parcel of land where each wife would have her own slice of heaven. But, like everything else, it devolved into a disaster the instant Kody became involved. He was unable to make decisions. He lacked leadership abilities. He couldn't prioritize. Instead, he sat back, spun in circles, and observed as bitterness grew and time passed. And now, when some of those women want out, clarity, or closure, he claims they owe him? Do they owe anything to the family? He wants people to keep paying for a future he never attempted to create. If anything, he owes them. Every penny. Each squandered year. Each broken promise. Kody Brown should be cutting checks left and right, apologizing not just with words but also with actions, attempting to make amends for what he ruined. Instead, he passes the bill. Because this is what cowards do. They never accept the consequences of their own decisions. They make someone else pay. In this case, that someone is Janelle, the same lady who once believed in him more than she did herself. But, guess what? She is awake now. Fans are also wide awake. Social media has been flooded with reactions. Reddit threads, TikToks, and Instagram Reels all agree, Kody is a manipulator, not a guy. Viewers who tuned in to see a unique family dynamic are now seeing a psychological train catastrophe. They witness Kody lying to the cameras, shifting responsibility, twisting words, and acting as if his world is crumbling apart through no fault of his own. But the receipts do not lie. Financial paperwork. Property records. His ex-wife's faces show the emotional toll. It is all there.